So I have this is my dry run. So the last time in the last video we did those like front like horizontal rails with the dovetails. So this is my dry assembly. I have not glued those dovetail pieces yet. I'm trying to like test this out, how it fits. It seems to fit very perfectly. I have to do some planing work on this side, and also if you can see, I have attached like 7x8 thickness, like I've glued on this side also, and with a couple of screws, and I have already pre-drilled screw holes on that one for when I am about to house the back panel. The only reason I have put those extra these strips here is to increase the gluing surface, because I will mostly be like just the back panel is glued long grain to long grain. That's maybe an overkill, that what I'm doing, because how Paul Seller does is doesn't even use that, and it works perfectly fine. So in my case, it's just I thought I may be inaccurate. There may be the contact may not, long grain contact may not be full in my case. So I thought this may help me just reinforce that joint by increasing the gluing surface area. And also the fact that because this allows me to put some screws which are not visible from outside, that can potentially help me with no clamping or limited clamping. So what I'm going to do right now is pull these joints out. I'm still going to plane these pieces a little bit, so that if there is some like inaccuracy or like a glue spill up, I just clean that up so that the gluing happens properly. I will just try to leave this tripod stand at an angle to show you. So what I was telling was that this is what, like, I want to plane these little bit just to make it smooth, and I will try to make sure as much as possible that this edge and this edge is at right angles, so that when this backside panel, let me see, I want it this way. So when this backside panel is glued, there is like maximum contact. It still looks like it is contacting, like contact surface is pretty good, but a little bit of planing is what I want to do. And there I have pre-drilled screw holes here. I will glue and screw those so that it holds, and I may still decide to clamp it a little bit more. So these dovetail joints, once they are glued, and they are like very strong, but again, borrowing from Paul Seller's idea, he has like I'll be making a couple of screw holes here that will help sit the two dovetail joints properly, like and that helps progress with work without requiring clamping, because the screws act as like very good clamps, and probably it reinforces the joint a little bit also. This pre-drilling I have done like at a slight angle towards the wall, so that it tries to pull the dovetail into this thing. And the clamps I have applied right now, because without these clamps, these were not exactly square. So I'm just used those clamps to keep it square, and the clamp on this side is just in case these dovetails haven't sat properly. So it would, like, if I squeeze those in and then make the screw holes, they will be more accurate, but it does seem like it did nothing. But these one did help square it up. So I haven't yet drilled the screw holes or the pilot holes and clearance holes on the dovetails on the other side. I will do that right now. And by the way, my garage floor is not level at all. So this is the best I could do. I just put a piece of MDF, hoping that is melamine actually, which is also MDF, I believe. So I've just put that on, hoping that is level enough, and that's the best I could do for now with what I have. So I will go with that. I'm taking out these clamps because I have to turn it upside down. This is going to be the top surface, by the way. So I'm pulling this out. As you can see, like even without glue, this thing is like, these dovetails are pretty solid. I'm just feeling this with my hands. I don't need to plane these because they seem like pretty good. Maybe a little bit here. And again, this is on the bottom. I don't think planing this is as much needed. And these ones I don't see any gaps whatsoever, so I don't think I need to clamp these, but I will just for the peace of mind. Round the eyeball the center of the dovetail, so instead of perpendicular I'm just moving it slightly, angling it towards the walls, towards the panels. And this is the clearance, pilot hole now. You do have to be cautious when pulling these joints apart, because when these dovetails are sitting this well seated, bit of extra pressure at one side can potentially cause things to crack, which has happened to me before. So yeah, so what I was saying was, like, when I am planing these, the grain direction of my main panel matters more than the inside, because I don't mind some tear out on this side, but the outside part is the one that is going to be visible. I want a very shallow setting, because idea is not to decrease the I think that did the trick. I will just double check again for my squareness. This looks dead square. I wanted a slight reveal on each side of this panel. So these are like sharp. So maybe I would prefer like relieving the corners to make it slightly round. I could do this like with sanding and all, but whatever I can do with my plane, I tend to prefer that. Less dust, more enjoyable. Not too much, just as good as breaking the arrays off, but a few strokes more than that and few strokes around that. So that it looks, it gives that round texture to this, or the round appearance. That's enough, like just easy on the hand. 320 will do. Now this thing is ready for glue up. I didn't do much of planing on the inside. I mean, as long like there won't be any finish applied on the inside also. Not needed. Left side. This is the right side. This way. These sides of the dovetails are the long grain that is most important. This side and this side. I do apply on this side also. I mean, this is a long grain for this, but it will be applied to the end, like it goes to the end grain there on the other side. Usually, like, we don't do this, not needed. on this end grain, but I'll do it here. Because it does spill out on the outside. It doesn't matter much, I guess. So here again. X goes here. I want these clamps because the screws may pull the dovetails, like if the screws are not drilled properly, there is a tendency that they may pull the joint up, like dovetail joints apart. Trying to wipe away the excess because otherwise I have to do this clean up at the end. There is going to be this drawer. I don't want too much obstruction there. So in my dry run I have kept this this way. Align it here. I have to make it equidistant, but also I have to make sure that I put my clamps. No, because I am using screws, I have to make sure that they are clamped to some degree of perfection. Let's see. I'll put this back in. Measuring this length. At least I want to put 2 screws in there. I'm measuring again and again because things may have changed, shifted or something. This is a 16th over 35 3/4. Less. I was easing the clamps just a little bit because I think I was putting too much pressure there. Again, 16th, this one. I think that's good enough pressure. Let me start the glue up. Just eyeballing it to clamp. So what I want to do is like I want to put a one clamp on each end so that it holds in place before I can, so that it doesn't move around when I am like putting the first two screws. That's what I meant. So now I will take the clamps out in a okay way until now I will go this way, a little bit of more play. Just making sure they are somewhat flush. The challenge I have is this is for some reason getting too far skewed. Let me bring a small clamp to help me with that. I guess what I have to do is like hold it this way and then like with one hand and to do some like juggling. Just have to hold this in place while I hopefully that did the trick. Two more. Now I just have to go with what I have. Okay, that's it. I can remove this, or should I keep it? Let me remove it. If I have to go back and apply this, because the screws do like they work as magnificent clamps. Now I will go and still apply some clamps, because eventually once the glue settles, how do I apply clamps? Because this is like a fragile edge. Let me do it this way. I don't want to apply pressure on those points where I had just little bit of pressure to see if there is any more squeeze out, and I did see there, which I am happy to see. Now I will just wait for it to dry. All right. Till the next session.